nailed to the bone, bro.
Appreciate that, brother. Well, after basically aligning because for me personally, I have been like those three main criteria that you mentioned for basically manifestation, like or like aligning. There's the physical, mental, and the spiritual.
Yeah.
I'm mainly just aligned on the physical. Like I do what I got, but I'm not aligned in the mental state. I tend to be very negative with myself a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I get that, dude. All right, we have to understand, right? And you can get a piece of paper out, and you just gotta ask yourself, what do I believe about myself? That's one thing, right? And we have to start aligning. Remember, it starts with you today, Kevin. It has to start, right? The stories we told ourselves are simply just repetitions of things that we told ourselves in the past. And if we understand it like that, right? We try to keep taking action, bro. We keep taking physical action, not understanding that our mind is actually the cause of every physical action that we're taking right now. And if that's the case, right, we need to focus mentally and see what we have to change, right? And when you understand that and aligning attention, right? So if you say, dude, I get it. I used to talk negatively about myself a year ago all the time, but it was until I realized I'm waiting for something. I'm waiting for me to do good in action, but it has to be through me, bro. I hated myself, dude. I'm gonna be dead ass. Like I actually really hated myself. So it starts with even going a simple compliments towards yourself, aligning attention with mental attitude plus emotional conviction, even throughout the day, being like, if you catch yourself thinking negatively, we simply have to go, that's not me.
What do you mean?
It's not you. Because if you want to be more positive, right, and you're thinking negative thoughts, keep in mind we have 60,000 thoughts on average on a daily basis, right?
Yeah, 90% of them are subconscious.
Yeah, and that also, but also some of it comes from your amygdala, right? And the amygdala is responsible for fear and death. So the way I want you to think about this, Kevin, right, is when we're shifting to a new reality or when we're changing our psychological behavior, you're killing your old self. And guess what it's going to try to do, bro?
It's gonna try to not die.
Yeah. So if that's the case, right, all these negative thoughts are not yours.
Mm-hmm.
It's only when we relate to them and we say that's me, we start labeling it, it becomes us. If you sit in silence, right, like I told you, right, you're gonna start realizing most of these thoughts are not yours. And when you start realizing that, right, and you catch yourself in the moment, that's not me. I don't think like that. And you start focusing on thinking about positive outcomes, like, hey, I did the sales calls. Hey, I did this, right? Good job, Kevin. Or good job, Owen. That's the way I talk to myself, right? I appreciate myself. It all starts with a chain of repetition, and you have to be the start consciously. And we're not fighting it, right? We're not fighting against the negative. We're not being like, hey, you don't have to. We can't think like this, right? We got to fucking lock in. We got to fight, right?
Just focus on the positive, basically.
Yeah, just focus. Just simply just line smoothly. What's good, Mark?
Basically, fighting the negatives means basically giving attention towards it.
Yes. If you're trying to solve that, you're a smart guy. I'm not gonna lie, right? If you're trying to fight something, guess what you're doing? You're putting attention on it existing.
Mm-hmm. That's why you don't fight pendulums. That's why you don't focus on pendulums. That's why you basically don't.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. You're a little hip. Good. Mark, what's good? Oh wait, Kevin, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mark,
So look,